Let's talk about the big news here, and that is the updates on the Warner Brothers acquisition.
Wow.
with Paramount and WB. Vera, you've seen the news on this. Netflix has officially bowed out.
They have. It's like,
well, have they bowed out, or they're just
not? They have not bowed
they're
out.
still in conversation. They're just saying they're not going to raise. They're not going to meet.
They're not going to raise the bid, right? So it's like it seems that we know what direction it's going to go, and it's going to be Paramount. It's kind of like, would you rather have steaming shit or just a pile of shit? Because either way, both options are bad options, whether it would be Paramount or whether it would be Netflix.
Well, we do have this, this is breaking news at the header of Deadline. Says Paramount wins Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix walks away. So this is apparently just happening, that Netflix has said, we're out.
What?
That's what they're saying right here. This is 20 minutes ago.
That's crazy.
2.5 months after Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav touted the deal to sell Warner Brothers to Netflix on their December 5th town hall. He tried to do the same this morning okay, it sounds good. He's doing about Paramount. So Paramount now owns Warner Brothers Discovery now.
So isn't there, Vera, some good news? I agree, that's all shit, but a little bit good news in that, right? Didn't Netflix, and Blabs, maybe you can speak on this too, wasn't the idea that Netflix wanted it because it's basically, okay, we'll put it in the theater for 1 week and then we'll put it on Netflix, where at least with Paramount, maybe it'll have chances to have theatrical runs?
Yeah,
for those who love theaters.
Yeah, I mean, this basically just boils. So the thing is that Netflix for over a year has been testing theatrical releases, like the ending of Stranger Things, for example. They had put it in theaters for the weekend because they wanted to test interest and sort of gauge reaction. So they've been kind of interested in theaters, but we know that they're not so interested in theaters that they want to revive the theater business by any stretch of the means. So yeah, if you're a fan of, theaters and actually physically going to the movies, then Paramount is the best option. But
yeah, there's a big but, of course.
Yeah, the another element to this is also video games. Like, what will happen to Warner Brothers Gaming, because they have the rights to all the Lego video games. It's Warner Brothers who does all those. Of course, you have things like DC. What's going to happen with DC video games and things like the Wizarding World, and it's going to be interesting because Netflix was a little interested in games, but Paramount has no interest in games.
This whole thing is it's insane to see the money that is being thrown around here. It's not even real money. It's just total fake money, right? It doesn't even exist. But to see how confident Netflix was just a few months ago.
I actually just put it in the run sheet. If you pull up the last bullet in that section, they had made a promotion of Stranger Things and Harry Potter on Netflix.
Well, this was not too long ago. This was December 5th.
Well, that's not it.
I know. I'm going to pull it up here in a second, Blabs. Just relax, okay? You can see today, Netflix announced our acquisition of Warner Brothers. Today, together we'll define the next century of storytelling, create an extraordinary entertainment offering for audiences everywhere. That's
my favorite thing about that post is that it's actually got community noted as well.
Yes, it did. It got community noted if you scroll down, which we are going to right here.
Womp womp.
Right there. And if you go even further, well, the industry's over.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you also have to think about the size of this. I mean, it's the same. Warner Brothers Discovery's its market cap is $70 billion, which is what Microsoft paid for Activision Blizzard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. That's crazy. The response to this is very interesting. And this is not we look at this and we go wow. That's a lot of money, and think they're consolidating, and it's big company coming together, big company.
It's a lot, but everything is a lot now. So,
which is why our asking price is $7 for side scrollers. No.
Let's go.
Wow.
All right, Burrito Sam.
That's
Let's go.
that's a high amount of money.
I know. We're working on it. We're adding to our value every day. But if you look at the quote tweets to the Wario 64 post on this, he took the post and it went out, and this is what he said yesterday. Netflix declines to raise the offer here. This is how a lot of people got the news, and it includes the screenshot of this. This is Netflix's official response. But I just look at the quote tweets here, and they're all crazy. They have thousands and thousands of likes here. And maybe I'm just totally ignorant to this whole thing, but you see this says the Ellisons now own basically all media. I don't even know who the Ellisons are. Who are the Ellisons?
I don't know.
Any idea?
No.
It says an ultra-Zionist, pro-IDF funding, MAGA-pushing family are about to own everything from TikTok to CNN. We are fucked, man. I don't know who that is.
So Larry Ellison, Oracle co-founder, net worth $245 billion, and his son David Ellison are Skydance Media. They also have a stake in TikTok.
They're son of the Oracle founder, Ellison, son of Oracle founder Larry Ellison. Yeah. Like David Ellison has been a Hollywood producer for 2.5 decades now. He formed Skydance with his father in 2006. He financed things like Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Top Gun.
Okay. Was he also in the Files? I feel like
I don't know.
I thought I remember hearing something about like some Hollywood producer being in the Files or something.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
If you look up Epstein in Larry Ellison, it doesn't show up anything. So I don't guess not.
I'm just laughing at this tweet though. I mean, like, and where was any of that in any of the entertainment they pushed? This MAGA push it. Like, where was that in any of the entertainment? You're okay, dude.
Well, but it's not the only one though. Like you look at this. It's over, bro. Israel, man, coming to theaters in 2028. This says 22,000. We have like, I don't even know. Like, this is all not like these are actual responses. Trump gets elected, forces sale of Paramount, forces sale of TikTok, rigs the sale of Warner Brothers. The buyer is literally Netanyahu's best friend. Like, I don't know about, like, this is all crazy to me to see. Like, all I do, I like to look at quote tweets, and this is the first thing that gets shoved down your face. It's crazy. But you do see this. I saw this. This one actually has 16,000 likes over it. It says one of the most obnoxious things about the left, and this is in response to this post right here. This says this is a quote tweet. It says
the far right.
It's genuinely just completely over. The far right will own all of media space, and it will explicitly and use it for their propaganda for the next century.
Isn't Paramount Star Trek?
Yes.
Isn't that the wokest stuff you've ever like? It's the only reason why you're seeing this is because entertainment is owned by the left, so the left are screaming about something, and they know that MAGA and stuff like that get clicks. This whole thing is a joke because where have you seen any of that in any of their media? Nowhere.
Right. Exactly. And that's
name
the
a
thing
movie that follows a Jewish family.
These people are just trying to like strike fear into audiences and be like, suddenly your media is going to be corrupted. It has already been that way. These companies, they already do allow certain narratives to be pushed in content, and it's only one narrative. And, you know, Paramount also made things like Halo, the Halo show. I mean, they make some of the wokest shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is kind of mirrors what you guys are saying here. This is the quote tweet of the initial, like, it's over, the right has won. It says, one of the most obnoxious things about the left is their willful blindness to the fact that their ideology has already clearly conquered every institution imaginable. They've already won. They've gotten everything they could possibly want out of media, entertainment, and academia. And yet these people are still miserable. They see the media adopting overtly leftist messaging for decades, affirming every delusional worldview they have, and then go online and bitch and moan about how the, quote, far right is taking over. You have no idea what a far right monopoly or media propaganda looks like. but here's hoping that one day you will.
And here's the thing too, just to show you how much you've won, is that if it's true that this is some far right people who own all this stuff, well, they're adapting to your ideology. So if you want to know how much you won that much.
Yeah, when you're releasing things like Halo and Starfleet Academy, we can clearly see who's getting the content they're asking for, and they're not even watching it. That's the worst part, is these people are being pandered to, but they won't even show up.
I'm amazed by this. This is like another layer of the onion that I do not know. Like this idea of far right people owning the media, which is obviously, as we've talked about, the exact opposite of what we've seen here in the propaganda and, you know, the idea of the worldview of the media adopting all these fringe ideas of pronouns and trans stuff and kid gender weird. Anyways,
yeah.
I got to be honest. If we can get back, if this guy or this company and this family acquires this, and they're like, you know what's great in shows, nuclear families, and you know, a father and a mother and a couple kids and making babies and, you know, living and being responsible and stuff. I think that's being law-abiding citizens. I think that sounds like a great idea. And you know what? They started incorporating that stuff into content or made it, you know, it seems like a pretty good idea to me.
Sure.
Right, because so much content now is just complete and utter, like, disgusting, degenerate, weird propaganda. You know, and like we were talking about just a minute ago, with this content releasing in order for these companies to pander to these groups, the modern audience is so small. That's why these people don't show up. But this ideology is being pushed to program normal people. And so far, obviously, it hasn't worked out very well for them, because they thought by now, like a decade on, people would be loving stuff like High Guards and Dustborns and even things like Starfleet Academy. And that's not the case. But I mean, Paramount's content is very woke. I mean, I don't think that they're just going to magically change and then show, I don't know, normal families and represent the average man. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I guess we'll find out if for the next century, the far right will control all media. The next century, because you know, the far left has controlled the media for a pretty good while. So maybe this is the giant turn. And it all started with Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Yep.
There it is. Ranger George says, still insane to me how badly the whole WB Discovery ended up post-merger. Almost like wasting hundreds of $millions on trash projects didn't help. Almost. With this, thank you very much. Just dropping money on the table. $7. Our European monies. That's very, very nice of you. Varying red. Is that Varying Red Beard? Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. We also have this from Game Master Emperor, holding the show up on his shoulders today. It says Axes versus the legendary Hammer Suit. This is not a showdown now. This is just a slaughter. Just end it.
That's 50 for Nintendo.
That's right. Thank you very much, Game Master, for that. Magnum North says the fatigue is real, brother. People need Jesus or something. They need something. Jesus or something, yes. You got to admit, it's funny seeing lefties on places like the Cord Cutters News YouTube channel freak out about the WB Paramount deal over the chance CNN being shut down. The TDS is off the charts. Is that what's happening right now? Are they freaking out over CNN potentially being shut down?
I haven't seen it, but it would not surprise me.
They've certainly been going down that trajectory. That's for shit sure.
Yeah.
CNN's been doing terrible.
Well, I mean, Access Media in general is just doing terrible. So, hey, they get what they deserve.
It's amazing to me that that TV hasn't adapted. Like TV as a whole, when you look at CNN, the idea that they're still doing block programming is, hey, the show starts at 6, it ends at 6:30. The show starts at 7. There's no like show starting at 6:33 or something like that, right? And they don't have open-ending programming.
Yep.
I do think you're going to start seeing that where you are starting to see that where these big companies are hopping on into the podcast game, and they're trying to find people who have quote unquote authentic voices, and they're hiring them to make content, and it's going to be a little more open-ended. I think Fox is doing that. I think CNN is certainly going to try to do it because their ratings, you would think they'd be gangbusters because all they do is complain about Trump all day, but they're not doing super hot.
Well, CNN was a big problem in this deal because Netflix didn't want CNN. They didn't want the linear TV assets like CNN because it doesn't align with their like core streaming strategy.